Hello and happy Tuesday from this Tuesday baby at Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. And what a momentous Tuesday it promises to be. Because Tuesday presents both sides of the Trump screaming match an opportunity to finally learn what it is they're screaming about on both sides. Because right now they don't know whether it's Trump apologists or Trump opponents. You don't know what's in that indictment and won't until it's unsealed this morning at Trump's arraignment in Manhattan. So on the one hand, not knowing anything about the indictment, you got Trumpers screaming it's all political. And to be honest, on the other hand, you have Trump opponents saying that he's clearly guilty of a felony in this case. And right now, neither side has any clue what it's talking about. But after today, after all of this heat, maybe a little bit of light. Not that the people involved here will follow the light. All right, Donald Trump has proved time and time again that he is an existential threat to the existence of this country. And it's important, it's imperative, it's critical to the survival of our nation that he never return to the White House. But let me tell you this, it's part of being radically rational. You will listen to somebody else's point. I am not completely comfortable with this particular indictment. Understand, if he broke the law, he broke the law and he should be held accountable. But amongst all the sharks swimming in Trump's toxic tank, this one is relatively a guppy. And that makes me ambivalent. To extend this piscatorial metaphor, there are in fact bigger fish to fry, and I want those big keepers fried to a crackly crunch. Now, certainly, I can understand a human being wanting to deny that he had ever touched Stormy Daniels with a pole of any description. I get that. That comes under the heading of human embarrassment. Okay, who in the hell would want to admit that? And it's true that paying hush money in and of itself is not illegal. It only crosses the line if it's done in the commission of a crime. And again, right now, we don't know. And we won't until Tuesday morning. But it is accurate to say that this charge is relatively murky, at least opposed to the gin clear series of felony indictments that Trump is inevitably going to face. And here's my fear. No, I know this is going to happen. Trump's apologists are going to use the shaky foundation of this indictment to attack and undermine everything that is to follow. All the stuff that's just up the road. Stormy Daniels, whatever. Aside from the obvious personal embarrassment, I mean. But to steal an election, to try to intimidate election officials, inventing and perpetuating a big lie that has divided this country like nothing since the Civil War, January 6th, defending and even lionizing the thugs of January 6th, who attacked our Capitol in a deadly insurrection, stealing classified documents and continuing to lie about them. No, now to quote Merle, now you're on the fighting side of me. And all I can say there is bring it. So much else to talk about, really. Let me stay on the Trump subject for just a moment. You want thuggish behavior? Trump, who's talked about death and destruction. Trump, who has posted symbols and signs of intimidating the DA with a baseball bat. Trump, who is trying to undermine the integrity of the judge involved. It's a good thing he hired a new attorney, because that guy's biggest charge is going to be to keep his client under control. Good luck with that. All right, some good things happened yesterday. First of all, let me talk about Connecticut. I mean, what an impressive run through the tournament. Is they go 6-0. They won their first 5 by double digits. Could have done that last night, but that was impressive to say the least. Let me mention this. Part of being radically rational is not being afraid to go, oh man, I don't know. I'll get back to you. I got to think about this. Jill Biden has invited both LSU and Iowa to the White House. Well, that's kind of unprecedented. And to be honest about that, I'm just not really sure how I feel about it. But there was one thing I was certain of yesterday. NASA got it right. And that was great, particularly if you follow the space program since its inception. The Artemis II crew announced yesterday 3 Americans, a Canadian, a person of color, a woman. Obviously, they're beyond technically competent and brilliant. But beyond that, NASA got that right from a PR standpoint. Did you see the introduction yesterday? It reminded me of the introduction of the Mercury 7 so many years ago. And that warmed my heart. Let's keep our cockles as comfortable as we possibly can today because we're radically rational.